there, you are not going to make small chunks. That means when we are saving the data in traditional partition 4 KB, it is okay. But if we have got a petabyte of hard disk, if we are going to create a sector or inode of 4 KB, that will be very inefficient. So that means at one slot we want to save a data of 128 MB. And another beauty of HDFS file system is, once I'm going to suppose I have saved one file which is of 120 MB, automatically it creates 3 copies of that. That means this 120 MB will be saved. I'm just giving example here, here and here also. So what happens, we all know, if we have got hardware and if it is commodity hardware, your systems can get down. So that means this HDFS file system was designed for the failure. That means because they are saving the data in 3 copies, at least, even if 2 are down, still our data is there. So whenever we will be talking about these type of technology, we have to specify. Now, please remember, straightway now I will try to move into the practical portion, but I need to discuss first another thing. Now, when we will be dealing with the Hive, now please remember, Hive deals, that means Hive assumes that you have already kept your data on the HDFS file system. Now we want to analyze that data. But sometimes it happens that we do not have already shifted the data to HDFS. So in my case, I will take the example in which our data is in extended 3 file system. What I will do, I will try to shift the data into the HDFS file system. So for making you understand, I'm straightway moving towards the demo portion. So first of all, I need to create some files for the Hive. That means when I will be dealing with the Hive, I need certain files. I need certain data on which I'm going to perform the queries type of things. Now, in my case, I have already created some data on this extended file system. Now, what I want to do, I want to move this data to the HDFS. So we will see how to do that. So straightway I'm moving towards that. That means even when I'm discussing HDFS, it is actually a part of Hive itself. So let me go to the share, new share, and then I will go to the. Now please remember, because I'm giving you the demo, whenever we are using Hive or this HDFS or HBase, first of all, I need to implement Hadoop cluster. But I have seen sometimes if your STC is of 5 days, even after 5 days, we are not able to implement the Hadoop itself. So that means we are not able to perform the experiments. So in my case, I'm just going to give you one, I will tell you one very simple method of installing the Hadoop cluster. That is hardly going to take, you can say, 10 minutes. So in my case, by using that method, what I have done, I have already implemented one Hadoop cluster. So when I have implemented Hadoop cluster, that means I have got HDFS available with me. I have got Hive available with me, and I have got HBase available, plus other many other Spark, another many technology. But here we will be concerning with all these technology. So in my case, I have already installed this VM. So first, let me give 5 minutes how I have installed this, because this is also very important. Because if you people want to experiment with whatever I'm going to teach, then what you can do, you have to download certain files. So before moving into that practical portion, again, let me share that slide. So that will be. So let me go. That means now first, before moving to that Hive, I just want to tell you how I have implemented my Hadoop cluster within 10 minutes. So there are two methods of Hadoop cluster implementation, or I can say that for getting Hive and HB based software, you have got two methods. One is by step. That means you yourself are going to implement Hadoop cluster. And please remember, whenever I use the term cluster, you need at least three systems, and that all three systems should be of Linux variety, because all these technologies work on Linux platform. That means if I want to implement, I have to install three Linux machines. Then I have to do certain configuration on three those Linux machine. Then I have to install different components. But we always find that most of the people, they are not comfortable with this Linux and then implementation. So what you can do in your case, like in my case, you can go to one website that is called www.cloudera.com. That means, now what is this cloudera.com? Please remember, they have created different that means they have themselves created their distribution. Now please remember, different Hadoop distributions are available. One is open source, which is called Apache Hadoop. Then another distribution is of Cloudera. So in my case, I'm using the distribution of when we talk about Linux, we have Ubuntu Linux, Debian Linux, then we have got Red Hat Linux also, different variety. Same way, when you talk about the Hadoop, Apache Hadoop is there, that is open. Then we have got Cloudera. So in my case, I'm using the Cloudera, that Hadoop. Now what you will do, you will go to the cloudera.com site, and there just you are going to type one word, Cloudera quick start VM. Or even you do not need to go to that site, just in google.com, just type this word Cloudera quick VM. Now what is this quick VM? What the Cloudera people have done, they themselves have installed one Linux. On that Linux, they have implemented Hadoop themselves. Then what they did, after implementation, they created one zip file. The size of that zip file is, please remember, almost 5 GB. So what they have done, they have put that zip file into their website. Now what we have to do, we have to just download that VM, and we have to unzip that VM, and we have to just open that file into the VMware. So I'm just showing you the step. So in my case, I downloaded from this. When you will download, it will ask for certain information, and it will also ask for whether you want this VM for VMware Workstation, Oracle VirtualBox, or, so in my case, because I'm using VMware, so I downloaded it for the VMware. So you have to enter your email address, that type of thing. So then what I will get one link. So what it will show, Cloudera Quick Start VM, and please remember the size is 5.4 GB, because it contains Linux also, Hive also, HBase also, lot of other software. So definitely size is going to be very big. So 5.4 GB that I downloaded. Then what I did, I extracted that. That means I unzipped. Then please, after extraction, the size will be approximately 9 GB. After extraction, what I did, and please remember, VM player, you can download VM player, again that is free. That means for installing that VM, you need VM player or VM workstation. So VM player is also free, that can also be downloaded. In my case, I just shown you where to download that VM player. So then what I'm going to do, this is the screen how I have downloaded the VM player. Then whether you have got VM workstation or VM workstation, just you have to done one thing, file open, and please open that downloaded VM. What will happen? This is the downloaded file. we are just going to say open. You will get one screen here, tab here, what it is written, Cloudera Quick Start VM. And please give at least 4 GB RAM to this system. And even 4 GB is a little bit less. Please give, if you have got a lot of RAM, give at least 8 GB. In my case, I have given 8 GB, but it will work in 4 GB also, but little bit it will be slow. And just by default, it is going to take 4 GB. Then what you have to do, just click on this. When you are going to click on this, what will happen? That means in my case, I increase the RAM from 4 to 6 GB. Then I'm just going to click on this. Now what will happen? This your Cloudera Hadoop it will be. That means just once you have downloaded, what will happen within 10 minutes your Hadoop cluster will be there. But please, there is certain limitation of this implementation, because earlier I told you that you need at least 3 machines, but in the Cloudera VM they have implemented 1 node cluster. So that is also for experiment purpose it is okay. And please remember, when you are going to download this and open this, it is going to take 5 to 6 minutes for just opening the file. Then what will happen? It will ask for the username and password. User is also Cloudera, password is also Cloudera. So straight away, everything will be available. So in my case, I have done that step. Now this is available to me. So there I'm doing the experiments. So that was the, so let me again move to my, this Cloudera VM. So in my case, this is the Cloudera. That means I have not done anything. I just downloaded the file. I just opened it, the VMware workstation, and everything is available. Now let me increase the font size. So here what I have got, I have got 1 terminal, but in my case, I'm going to open 3 terminals. Let me open 2nd terminal. And then I'm going to open the 3rd terminal also. Let me increase the font size. Now, because why I have opened the multiple terminals, because on one terminal we will be doing one thing, on another terminal we will be doing another things. Now I'm running one command. Please remember, whenever you are talking about the most of the big technologies, they are implemented on Linux platform. So you must have a little bit of working knowledge. The first command that I'm going to run, that is pwd. And please remember what is written here, home Cloudera. And please remember, this is my traditional file system, extended 3. That means this is my local file system. Now what I have done, to save the time, I have already created certain files. That means one input text is there, email text is there, then external. That means I have got lot of files available, which I've created on the local file system. But please remember, I need to shift these files to the HDFS file system for running the Hive or performing that queries. So when I run this command ls, what it is telling you, that remote participants, please.
Participant, please mute yourself.
Mute. Certain participants, I'm getting noise is there. Please.
So just wait, I am going to move on.
Okay.
So please unmute yourself. Sir?
Yes, I'm audible, sir.
Yes,
I think you have muted me also, sir.
Sir, no problem. We muted all the participants. That's
okay. Okay. So in my case, I have just created certain files. And how you can create the files? Let me just, that means if I have to create the file, I'm just going to say hello, and I'm typing the data. That means now I have created the file in my local file system. And how I can check? With the ls command. That means the file I created, it is available. But now I want to shift that file into HDFS file system. And please remember, whenever you have to access the HDFS file system, the command is Hadoop file system. Then you have to specify. That means if you want to access the Hadoop distributed file system, you have to append this Hadoop file system, then the same command, ls. That means if I'm going to run the simple ls command, it is going to show me the data on your local file system. And when I'm going to say Hadoop file system minus, and if I'm going to run the command ls, then what will happen? It will show me the data on the HDFS file system. As we can see, we do not have any data on the HDFS file system. To make you even the things more clear, we all know that whether we have got Windows operating system or Linux operating system, temp directory is there. So when I talk about simple ls/temp directory, what will happen? It is going to show me the file which are in the local file system. So let me check. So it is showing me the file in the local file system. But I am not now interested in the local file system. What I want, in HDFS also, we have got temp folder is there. So what I have to write? Hadoop file system. That means always you have to append this. Now when I'm going to run this command, what will happen? It will show me the data on the HDFS file system. So let me see. It is showing some data. Now what I want to create some data in the Hadoop file system. So first let me check Hadoop FS. Again, please remember, for Hive we need the knowledge of these commands. That is why 10 to 15 minutes I'm covering this, because so now in HDFS file system, by default in temporary directory some data is there, but no other data is there. So I want to create some folder there. So what I have to do? Hadoop file system. Now please, in Linux, the command for creating the directory is make directory. Now please remember, now what command I am running? Hadoop file system. This is always you have to append. Now I am writing make directory student. Now what will happen? It is going to create one directory into which file system? HDFS file system. And please remember, it takes 1 to 2 seconds. We will later discuss why it is taking that. Now, how we can check? With this command, we can check whether we have been able to, that means that student directory is available. Now, what I want to transfer some data which is into the local file system into the cloud operating system. Let me again go to, let me show you again. I'm again sharing the slides. Let me go to there. So again, I have to shift. Now, what I was doing in my case, first I was checking. I have just run the command Hadoop file system minus make directory student. So please remember what it has done. It has created one directory student. And please remember, in HDFS by default home directory user Cloudera. So when I say that please create make directory student, what is it trying to do? It will create one directory in user Cloudera. But please remember, if I'm using the extended 3 file system, if I create the file, it creates in home Cloudera. So little bit difference is there. In traditional file system, your home directory is home Cloudera, but in HDFS by default directory user Cloudera. Now what I want to put some file. So the command is Hadoop file system minus put. Generally we use the term upload, but here when we are shifting the data from this local file system to HDFS, what command we have to do? We have to use the command put. Now there is one file called student in my local file system. So I will say put student.txt. Where? In that student active. Then again I will check. So let me again move. So initial few commands, it will take a little bit time to understand. So let me again move to my. So now what I have done, already created one directory in the Hadoop file system. Now I want to shift the data. Now where is my data? When I run this ls command, I have got that data is with me, student. So this command, the next command that I'm going to run, it is very important. Hadoop file system. I'm saying put. Which file? Student.txt. And where I want to put? In student directory. Now what will happen? Now the data will be get shifted from your local file system to that directory. So we will see how I can check. Again, we can run this command, but now we have to specify that Hadoop file system minus ls. Then I have to specify the student directory. Now what it is going to show you? That means I'm just covering 4 to 5 commands, which will be needing in Hive also, we will need in HBase also. So now what has happened? We have shifted the file to HDFS file system. So please always remember, most of the time, whenever you are going to perform the analytics on the data, big data, you have to first shift the data to the HDFS file system. So in our case, we are just showing you how to shift the data. Now, if I have to view the data, and please remember in Linux, for viewing the data, the command is cat. That I'm just trying to run 5 to 6 commands. So this is the command student.txt. Now what I am saying, Hadoop file system minus. When I put this, that means I want to open the file which is in your Hadoop file system. So I'm saying cat command in Linux is used for opening the files. Cat student.txt. So what we will see, it will show you. That means it is showing some data is there. And suppose after analytics, some data has some output is there. Now from HDFS, we want the output to be shifted to our local file system. So please remember, you have to use the command get. That means, and here what I'm going to specify. So I'm specifying, please Hadoop file system, go to HDFS file system. There is one student directory. In student directory, one file is there. Please get that file and please put that file into the temp directory of the local file system. So it is just giving the message file already exists, because I might be having that. So this is the way. And if you have to remove the file, so just another 2 commands I'm going to show you, then we will move towards the Hive. So remove, this is for removing the file. And then if I have to remove the directory, so what will be the command? Remove directory. So this is, that mean whenever you are using the Hadoop distributed file system, the same commands will work, that will work on Linux. If you are not comfortable with the Linux, that means you will not be comfortable with that Hadoop. So let me check again whether we have got some data is not. So in our case, now there is no data. Now what we want, now we want to start with the Hive. That means first we have to discuss what is Hive. So again, I will go to the this our slides. So in my slides, I am moving towards this Hive. But before that, and please remember, now I am assuming that we have got certain data with HDFS. Already we have got some data, and now we want to analyze that data. But in our case, we have already deleted the data. So when I will be performing the analytics by using the Hive, again, we will be putting the data. Then I will be using those commands that I have used now. So let us move toward the Hive. So when we have to start the Hive, you have to just type the command Hive. Now what will happen? Hive will start. Now, what is basically Hive? So let me show you another diagram. Just 1 minute. So I'm just going to show you. Just 1 minute. Now, this is before starting with this Hive. Now, please remember, this is basically, we can say, Hadoop ecosystem, or you can say your big data ecosystem. Now, in this, we have already got HDFS. That means when we have implemented that Cloudera VM, already HDFS is there. Now we also know how to put the data there. But in our case, what we were trying to do, we were trying to put the data manually. Later on, I will just give one introduction how to, what are the other methods of putting the data there. Now Hadoop distributed file system is there. And please, in our case, we are talking about Hadoop 2. We are not talking about Hadoop 1, because in Hadoop 1, there was one problem. That means whenever you have to do the processing, you have to use the MapReduce. MapReduce means you have to use the Java. Now, not everybody is comfortable with the Java, including me. Some of the persons were having the skill set of SQL type skill set. Some persons were having the skill set no SQL. So what has happened in Hadoop 2? They have implemented one layer that is called, please remote participants, please. So in Hadoop 2, what they have implemented yet another resource negotiation layer. So now Hadoop data is in Hadoop distributed system. You can use the Java, that means MapReduce, for performing the analytics. But I'm concerned with the person who are from the background of SQL type background. That means who have worked with remote participants, please. So I'm talking about the person, lot of person in industry have got the skill set of SQL type skill set. That means they have worked on MySQL, Oracle, or SQL Server. So when the Hadoop 1 came, they were not of much use. So when the Hadoop 2 came, they created one layer on the top of this HDFS system. Now what happens? That means not only we can use Java, that means MapReduce for performing the analytics, but we can use the SQL also. We can use the NoSQL. So for using the SQL, they created one product that is called Hive. So when I talk about the Hive, basically this works on the same principle on which our this relational databases works. That means we can perform same type of queries that can be performed by the SQL type of people. So we can say normally on traditional file system, when we are talking about small data, we are using Oracle, MySQL, this SQL Server of type. But when there is big data and you want to use the SQL, then we are going to use the Hive. And because I'm discussing, when you want to use the NoSQL, then we use the HBase. So for analyzing the data, Now I want to use the SQL, so I am using the Hive. So for starting Hive, you have to just type the command. So in my case, let me start with that. So let me go to my VMware workstation. So in our case, I'm starting with now the Hive portion. Now please remember, now I am logged in as a normal user. Now normal user cannot start the Hive. So first of all, you have to log in as a root user. For that, the command is sudo -s. Now what happens? Now I was logged in as a Cloudera user. Please remember, in Linux, you have got normal user and root user. Certain commands you can run only as a root user. So when we will be starting Hive or HBase, we have to be logged in as a root user. Directly, this Hadoop, this VM does not allow to directly log in into the root. So first we have to log in as a Cloudera. Then which command you are going to run? Sudo -s. So what you are saying, we are logged in as a root user. Now I'm starting this Hive. So when I will type the Hive, like when we type MySQL, one MySQL prompt is there. So when I will type the Hive, what will happen? That one prompt will be there. So we will see what is the prompt. So this is the prompt. Now, first of all, I want to see whether I have got some database available with me or not. So the command is, again, please, whatever knowledge you have got about the SQL, that will be handy here. So show databases, by default, one database is there. One database was created by me, university. But in my case now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the database myself. So in my case, and please remember, I will be sharing the slides. I will be sharing all these files. I have already put these all things in GitHub. I will be sharing that repository with you. So when you will clone that repository, each and every command will be there. So now what we want to perform certain, we want to create certain table. We will put some data there. Then what we will do, we will perform the queries. But here in Hive, for creating the tables, the procedure is little bit different. So in my case, I have got certain commands available with me. So let me go there. So first command that I'm going to run is for creating the database. I do not need to share that in Notepad. I have typed all the commands so that we are able to save the time. So the first command that I'm going to run, that is create database record. That means what I want to create one new database, because for performing analytics, we need certain data. So I'm just first creating one database. What is the name of the database? Create database record. So I will run this command. So what it is showing? Time taken, this 1 second. And what message it is giving? It is giving the message okay. That means I was able to create the database. Let me clear the screen. With Control L, you can clear the screen. Now what I want? Again, I want to verify whether I have created that database or not. So again, what is the command? Show database. Now what it is saying? Default record is there. So in our case, we were able to create the database. Now what is the next command? Whenever we have to create that table, what we say? Use record. So that means when you are working with the Hive, you need little bit Linux type of knowledge. You need little bit SQL type of knowledge. So we are already using this. Now, I need to create the table. So for that, I will be again copy pasting the command. and I will be explaining all these commands. Now I want to create certain table. So in my case, what I'm trying to do, again, I'm keeping the tables, all these things simple because we just want to learn about the product. So in my case, I'm creating the table, create table student. I'm just putting 3 fields. Roll number is of int type, name is string, and city is also of string type. And we are saving the data in row format. And please remember, what is the difference when we create the table in Hive and when we create the table in other SQL database? Generally, we use the insert statements. But we will see here, we will be not using insert statement. We will be using some another technologies for putting the data into the database. So for first, I have to create the table. So I'm just creating the table, create table. Uh, I will not go into much detail into because I'm assuming that you are a little bit comfortable with the SQL. So I'm just creating that table. And what I have written here, this row format delimited field terminated by column, because in this case I will not be using the insert statement. What I will be using, I have put the data in some file, and that file is called comma separated file. That means this file will be having value which are separated by comma. Now how this Hive will know which values got terminated here, which value next value is starting. So I have specified please, when I will specify that file, please uh, 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 take the data when there is a comma, then please take it as another field. So I'm creating this, and now I will run this command show tables, and I have to put semicolon. So that means what has happened till now, we created the database. In database, I created one table. In table, I have seen that table is there. Now I'm going to clear. Now from there, the difference starts with the normal SQL databases. Now I will go there. I will go there. I will again increase the size. Now ls. Now I've got certain files available there. There I've got one file. The file is input.txt. Now, first of all, I want to see what data is there. So I will go there, input.txt. Let me check what is in this file. So in this file, you will see we have got 3 fields. Roll number is there, name is there, city is there. And we have separated the fields by the comma. That is why when I was running this command, so what is the command during the table creation? I was saying that table will contain the rows, the fields will be terminated by comma. That is why I have specified. So in my case, the data is of this type. Now what I want to do, I want to load this data into my Hive table. And please remember, where is this file? It is in traditional file system. So first we will see whether we can import the data if it is on traditional file system. Can we import the data? Later on we will see what are the difference between the command if we have to import the data which is into HDFS. So in my case, data is in there. And please remember, I will go to the third terminal. I will run one command. So please remember, whenever I am doing anything, what I was doing, I was creating table, I was creating database. Now please remember, it is creating some files in the HDFS file system. I also want to see that. Please remember, when we use SQL SQL Server, Oracle, they also save data somewhere in the local file system, but we never try to check where that data is saved. Although if you are going to check that data where it's saved, it will be come very handy during backup type of things. But when we are using Hive, that is very important. So when I am running those commands, so what I'm saying, Hadoop file system, ls, user Hive warehouse, let me go there and see what is happening there. The moment I created the table, what is happening? It is showing me that one record DB database is there. And what will happen? I want to check whether some student directory is also there. So what I will do, record dot db. That means whatever command I am running in Hive, it is also creating some file or folder in your local file system. That means HDFS file system. So please remember, uh, when I am into this prompt, I am running Hive commands. When I'm using this head of fs minus, I'm running. Now what I want to load the data. So please, the command is, this is the one of the most important command. So let me copy and paste. So what I'm saying, load data local in path. That means I'm saying the path is local. That means file is not in the HDFS. It is in the local file system. And where is the file? It is in home Cloudera. How I found out that this is the path? PWD. Now here I have got that input.txt file is there. So where is it, this input.txt file? It is in home Cloudera directory. So what I am specifying here, load data local. That means it is in local path, in path, home, Cloudera, input.txt is the file's name, into table students. That means now I am going to, now what has happened? It has loaded the data to the table a record.students. That means we have, if in our case, data was just 3 lines, but mostly it could be millions of lines. Please remember, when we talk about Hive, we talk about millions of rows, and we talk about HBase, we talk about billions of rows. That is the scale. But in our case, we were just a 3 line. Now I want to see what has happened, whether actually the data was got imported or not. So what we are going to do, select star from the student. So what it is showing, select star for, and then please we can perform the SQL type of queries. A lot of disturbances there today. So select star from the student. That means we were able to view. But please, again, when we are using the data from the local file system, this is not the recommended practice, because in local file system, if we have got 1 terabyte of hard disk, only 1 terabyte of data will be there. But when we are talking about Hive and HBase, we are talking about petabyte of or etabyte of data. So now we do not want this. Where we want to keep the data, we want to keep the data in HDFS. But before that, I just want to run another 2 or 3 commands. Generally in SQL, we run this command, describe student command. Generally what it tells you about, it give you the description about the table. That means what is happening in the Hadoop one, only the Java people were able to perform the analytics. Now what is happening, the persons who were having the SQL skill set, they can easily move into the Hive. And please, Facebook uses lot of Hive for data mining. Now I want further details. So there is one another command. And please remember, I will be sharing the list of the commands also. So what it is, when I say describe extended student, it will give lot of detail about the tables, where the data is stored, all these type of things. So I will just clear this. But now, this is not the recommended practice. Mean, in this, our data was in the local file system. Now what I am going to do, I will create data somewhere else. So where, let me create some data. So I will clear this screen. Now I am going to create some folder, specific folder. So in my case, please look at the command, because now I think you will be comfortable with this command. I'm saying Hadoop file system minus make directory, but I'm saying slash hive demo. So now I am creating one file. I'm creating one directory in which I am going to put some data. And for that, I have created one separate directory. You can name any directory. So I am creating one data. That means now I have created that directory. Now I'm going to put some data there. Now which data I'm going to put there? Let me show you. I have got one file with me. The file's name is external input. That means again it has got certain records. To make the thing simple, I have just kept the data very small. So this is the file. I could have put the data from there, but no. What I want, first I want to shift this data into the HDFS file system. So what is going to be the command? So let me write the command. So the command is Hadoop file system. I'm saying put, what is the name of the file? External input.txt. And where I'm putting the file? In Hive demo. So I'm putting the file there. So we will verify. How I can verify? Again, the command is going to be Hadoop file system minus ls hive underscore demo. We just want to check whether the file is there. Yes, now we have moved the file there. So file is there. Even what you can do, you can view the file there. Cat hive, what is the name of that file? External input dot txt is the file. So you will be able to view. That means you can verify. Although please remember, if you have got billions, millions of row, running this command is not recommended, because it will take 5 minutes to run this command, because small data. So now we have already got some data in our Hadoop distributed file system. Now I want to put that data which is into HDFS into our, you can say, into our tables. So I will run one command. And please remember, when the prompt is Cloudera quick start, I'm generally looking at the file which are on local file system or HDFS file system. When I have to create or query, then where I have to go? Into the Hive prompt. Now this is one of the most important command that we have to discuss, because most of the time your data will be in the, and please remember, in this case we have created the data, but in real life what will happen? Data will automatically will get created. Suppose log files are there or some sensor data is there, automatically what will happen? It will get saved into some directory on the HDFS. Now what we have to specify? In Hive, we have to just specify the command create external table. So please remember this command. When the data is in the HDFS file system, you are going to say create external table. You can name, in my case, just I have given some name student external, but in your case, you can give any name. Again, what I'm trying to do, roll number is of int type, name is of string type, set is of string type. Again, role limited. Now, this is very important. This is very location. Now, what I have specified, I have specified the location. Now, what are you going to do? It will read that data from that location. So let me, and it was even quicker when I was importing from the local file system. Now let me perform the queries. Copy. Now let us check what is happening. It is saying select star from store. So what has happened? It was able to, you can say, view the data. But the main power is that now what happens in real life? Now when in big data or when you are using IoT and anything, lot of data will be generated. And it will be a continuous data. It is not that for 1 hour that data will be generated. That means now we have got this directives with us, Hive demo. That means continuously what will be happening? Continuously certain data will be put into that folder continuously, every minute, every second. Now what happens in traditional database? If we have to insert another records, we have to again import or we have to put the insert statements. But in this case, suppose we have got another data. Let me show you. Now in my case, I have got another file available with me. Let me clear this screen. I have got another input. This file is there. Now what I'm going to do, and this is the beauty of the Hive or HDFS file system. Now what I'm trying to do, this is one again in my local file system. Now what again I'm trying to do, I'm saying Hadoop file system. I'm saying put which file, input.txt, where you are going to put in into Hive demo. That means I'm putting data. In this case, I'm putting that data, but in real life, automatically data will get saved in that directory. Now let us look at this. What happens? That means no need to again run those commands continuously. Suppose if I've got another file with me, suppose the file's name is input.txt. So what we are going to do? That means if petabyte of data is being written, it is very fast. Now let put that file also. That means we have put. Now what is happening? That means it is reading the data from all the files. Now different sensors will be sending some data, other sensor, or could be any type of data. Let me put one on another file there, then we will see. That means I have just created certain files there and we are trying to put another file and then we will see what is happening. So, and what we can do, we can perform search operations also. We can perform different type of queries also. So what I was trying to do here, select star from student external where roll number is equal to 104. So here again, because some of you might not be having that much background regarding Linux also, SQL also. So in my case, I was just performing simple queries. But again, what is happening here? That means data is being, in our case, we were putting the data, but please remember in real life, automatically some directive will be there. That means big data, automatically some data will get saved on this directive. And on the other side, we will be having Hive where we can, mean real time we can perform the queries. That means the moment data is getting added, same times you can perform that queries. And because data is getting saved on HDFS file system, and please remember when I talk about Hadoop clusters, it can contain more than 4,000 nodes also. And according to them, latest Hadoop clusters, they have got 1,000 nodes also. So please remember, that means lot of data is there, and then we are going. But I have just shown you the tip of iceberg. Uh, let me show you certain another commands which I will not be running, but just I'm showing you. Let me share that file. So please, in my case, I will be sharing this file with you people. So let me format this. Let me increase the size. That means whatever commands I have written, I will be sharing this all. That means you have to just import the Cloudera VM, all the commands I have given. But again, let me show you some another thing. But before that, let me move to again slides. Now, in this case, we have seen just the simple query. But Hive can perform another type of things. Again, I will be sharing these all screenshots. Now, what happens in a traditional databases? Normally, SQL, when we talk about the traditional databases, they were best suited for the single system. And when we talk about this big data type of things, in which you can say even thousands of systems are involved. That means when we are talking about Hive and HBase, the scale could be of 1,000 system, it could be of 10,000 system. Now, in the case of Hive, suppose I'm going to store the, in Hive, I want to store the data of our whole India population, Aadhaar data. That means I want to store the whole Aadhaar data in my Hive. Now we know that 130 crore data of 130 crore people, it is going to be lot of data. And if the data is, we can say if data is very large, then normally whether it is traditional databases or big data databases, they divide the data into partitions. Let me take one another example. Suppose we have to save the Oxford dictionary into our database. So we know that we have got A to Z. So one is a state, that means on single partition we are going to store all the data. Or what we will do, we will make 26 partitions. That means for A, I will be storing data in one server. For B, I will be storing the data on a second server. On C, I will be storing the data on another server. Because what happens, it makes the query efficient. Same way, when we do the this in SQL or this Hive thing, Hive also supports the partitions. Now, what is partition? Partition means dividing the data into coarse grained parts based on the value of partition column. And we can further, suppose I have like in Aadhaar data, suppose I want to save separate Punjab's data into separate partition, Haryana data into separate partition. And even I'm not satisfied with that. In Punjab, I want to save the data of Ludhiana district somewhere in another server, Moga district, another Patiala district, another. That means we can divide the data into partition, and further that partitions can be divided into the buckets. So please remember, in the case of Hive, we can do that. So in my case, I have created one example of that, but due to time limitations, I will not be able to cover, but I have taken the screenshot of that. So let me show you those screenshots. So in my case, what I have done, I have created one file. The name of the file is cat input data.txt. If you are going to carefully look at this, we have got 12 records, because again, this is not big data, but again, in my case, first I was taking the 3 records. Here I'm taking 12 records. And look at the data. In this, I have got the serial number is there, name is there. Then I'm talking about the branch. Then I'm talking about the section. That means I have got 3 different branches, the person with 3 different branches, CSC, then I've got EC, then I've got ME branch. And I'm assuming in every branch we have got 2 sections, C1 and C. Now what I want to do, I'm assuming I have got billions of students. Now I want to divide the data according to the CSC. Then I want to divide the data. That means I want to partition the data according to your branch, CSC, EC, and ME. And further, what I want to do, that means I want, in first case, I want to perform the partition. And in the second case, what I want to do, even in that branch, I want to divide the data into the section that is called buckets. For that, we need to run certain commands. So I'm just going to show you those commands. Let me. So in this case, the step-by-step commands are there. Even I will be sharing the data with you people also. So what is the command I'm running? I'm just showing you because limitation of time is there. So create data university, use the university. Now what I'm trying to do, I have create one table, create table student. According to what I will say, roll number int, name string, branch string, section string. So I will create this. Then I will say describe. Now what I'm going to do, now I will use this command that I have used earlier, but I will say load data local in path home Cloudera input data txt into the students. Another 2 minutes, I'm just showing you the command, then I will take the question. Then I will say select star from the student. Now please remember, this is the command, this is main command. Create table student by branch, roll number int, name string, section string, partitioned by branch, clustered by section. So mean, if you want to partition, you have to specify by branch you want, or whether by a section you want. So partitioning is done by the branch, and what happens, your buckets are created by the section. So what will happen when I will do that? Let me show you one file. I will copy, because I have already done this. So let me go into the share. That means, let me show you. I will go to the Hive. In Hive, if I'm going to say show databases, your university databases is there. I have run those commands. Now what I'm going to do, I will run that command and I will show you one output. So what is this command? I'm specifying that Let me increase the font size. So what I'm saying, because whenever that we are going to do the partitioning and bucketing, what it will do, it will save the data in HDFS file system. So I have to specify the command user hive warehouse university db student by branch, and look at this. It is going to show you the data. That means students data is there, branch CSA is there, and this is there. Let me run one another command, then I will conclude the session. Let me just one command. Copy, then let me paste. Let me again share. This is the last command that I am going to run. Paste. That means this hive, it also supports all the things. That means it supports the partitioning, it supports the joining also, outer join, inner join, all. That means all the functionality which is available on the traditional database, all the functionality is also available on this hive. And hive is nothing but when you want to perform the analytics by using SQL type of thing, then your hive is the solution. So here you can see it was divided by the branch also, then section is there. This is another section, and then this is information about the another section. Sorry, let me. So now with this, I will conclude this session because we have to cover the another thing also. So let me go to the stop share. Now I will take certain queries, and please after in the second session I will be showing you where you can download all this data which is available. So any question from the participant side?
Friends, if you have any question, you can type or you can unmute yourself.
Yes. Again, my purpose was to introduce to you this technology again, because I could have run those partition commands one by one, but again, it takes time to understand those commands. So I will be sharing all those commands and the data also. So participant, any questions? Let me go to the chat. Let me. Most of the good morning messages are there. So if there are any questions, then I will stop the session.
Okay, sir, no problem. If there's no question, we'll meet again at 11:15.
Okay, so I continue the session or should I leave then again join, sir?
You can again join, sir. No problem. You can
Okay,
again
okay.
rejoin at 11:15.
Okay, okay, 11.
Okay, participants, we'll again meet at 11:15. तो वीडियो ऑन करूँगा. Good morning, participants. So welcome for the session 2. Vipin sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Sir, I think we can start now. The second session.
Okay.
So I have given
So
you a
I'm
sharing
starting.
right.
Okay.
You can check. I had given you a sharing rights. You can share the screen now.
Yes, yes. So, participant, I'm straightway starting with the session. So, in the first case, Hive, we did not take any complex example. But, in the HBase, if the time will permit, I will have queries perform against Wikipedia database. But let us first discuss what is HBase and how it is relevant to the data analytics. So in HBase, when we talk about the HBase, again, we need to have the data stored in the HDFS file system. In the first session, we have, in very length, we have discussed about how to put the data in the HDFS file system. So let us again look at the ecosystem of Hadoop and this HBase fits. So again, we have told that whenever we are using any big data product, most of the time your storage will be HDFS, Hadoop distributed file system. And in our case, we put the data on the HDFS in manual way. That means by running the commands. Although certain implementation of the Hadoop, they provide you the graphical end also. That means in graphical mode, you can copy the file from local file system to the this HDFS and from HDFS to this local file system. But again, not recommended methods. Always we try to be comfortable with the account. And before moving into the HBase, let me give you one another. There is are another methods of putting the data into the HDFS. Suppose if you have got data available in MySQL server. Now we know that MySQL is SQL server. So we have got one tool, Scoop, SQL to Hadoop. That means what we can do, we can migrate data from any SQL product to the HDFS. And if you have got no SQL type of data, when there is no proper schema is there, that means you can put any type of data. For that, Flume product is there. That means automatically, generally for log files, if we have to put the log files, that means if we have got 1,000 servers, we are running 1,000 server and we want to analyze the log, then we can send the data to the HDFS by using Flume. And if it is a SQL type, through the Scoop. But at this point of time, we are not concerned. Now, in the first half, we have seen Hive. It is SQL. But again, when we talk about the SQL data, this is used for handling when the data is of particular type. That means there is some strong relationship between the data. That means for handling the relationship of data. But sometimes what happen when we use this Facebook top type of thing, what happens? We are putting each and everything in the Facebook. That means the data that we are creating, that is not of the same type. Then we use the NoSQL type of databases. Now that means in Hadoop one, again, the limitation was that only Java people were able to do the analytics parts. Now in Hadoop 2, what has happened? Because they have created in between layer yarn, so we can use our NoSQL skill set also. And when we say that we are using HBase, HBase mean we are using a NoSQL database. And please remember, this is very, very powerful database. So let us first discuss what are the properties of this HBase. And when we talk about the NoSQL database, again, NoSQL databases are mainly of 4 type, and we will see which type to which category this HBase belongs. Again, a lot of disturbance is there from the party. Okay, so let me. That means now we are discussing the HBase. Now, when we talk about the NoSQL, 4 type of NoSQL databases are there. First one is key store, like dictionary. We have the word and the meaning. That is the best suited for the key value. And one of the most popular key value database is Redis, which is used by the Twitter people. Twitter people use Redis as a NoSQL database, which is of key value type of other. Then we have got this triple store, or sometimes we call this as a graphical database. When we assess the Facebook, generally there are recommendations are there that this person might be known to you, and most of the time these face type of companies, they use graphical databases. One of the example of graphical database is Neo4j. So this is suited for this social media type of things. Then we have got another type of database, that is documents. Suppose we have to store the data, biodata of all the students in India. Now, each biodata will have separate properties. For that type, your NoSQL database that is used is document store. That means we can, because biodata is one document type, so we can use that document type of database. And MongoDB is one of the examples. But now we are concerned about the column store. When I talk about the this HBase is basically a column-based data store. Now, what happens when we see the Google? We always see that Google keeps each and every information about you. Suppose Google wants to keep the information about me, what classes I take, what are my daily activities, what are my habits. Suppose if Google needs 10,000 different fields for keeping the complete data of me. So we need some database which can handle 10,000s of column, not 10,000, even if it has to handle millions of columns, then this column type of databases are used. And when we talk about this HBase is column type data store. We will see further varieties of column, and we will see what column type database is this. So first of all thing, HBase is MySQL type of NoSQL type of database, and also from NoSQL database type, it is of column based, and sometimes we say wide column type. So let us see. And please remember, when we talk about the scale of HBase, we are talking about billions of rows and columns. That means when we talk about RDMS, it can handle only millions of rows. But when we talk about HBase, it can handle billions of rows. And in those rows, it could be millions of columns also. That means if I have to keep the information of each and every citizen of India, each and every information, then always this HBase is the best product. Because if for Vipin, for Pankaj sir, if we have to keep the information, we will need, in my case, I might be needing 10,000 field. In Pankaj sir, we might be needing 1 lakh field. So according to the person, we might need different. So HBase database is able to handle the data in that much scale. So we will see the properties of that. Now, please remember, in any databases, you need that should support 4 things. That means inserting the data, updating the data, deleting the data, and then reading the data. And in sometimes we call this as CRUD operations, CRUD, create, read, update, and delete. So when we talk about the HBase database, please remember because in HBase, suppose I have to keep the record of each and every person of India. That means we will have around about 130 crore rows. That means rows will be having one ID. Then columns could be 10 columns, it could be 100 columns, it could be millions columns. So that means each person or each record. And please remember, when we talk about this, you can say this HBase. In the case of relation database, generally we have got many tables, 2 tables, 3 tables, 10, sometimes even 10 tables. And for controlling the tables, we have got database. Like in Hive, first we created the database, create database, then we put the tables. But please remember, when we talk about the HBase, there is no concept of database. We are only talking about the tables. That means there will be only single table which will contain all the information. So that means if we want to keep the Aadhaar data, then again it will be a single table. If we want to keep the record of other information about all the things, again it will be single table. So that means it will be having billions of row and millions of columns. And please remember, there is one difference between this. Now this HBase is basically column based, but again in column based there is variety. It uses the concept of column family. Now what is column family? Generally what happens, like suppose somebody wants to keep the data of all the population, and in which I'm also the person. In my case, I have got personal detail, then I have got professional details, then I might be having certain habits. That means what happens, generally what we do, we keep on creating, that mean name, age, city, then habits, then professional qualification. But here what we do, we create the column families. That means if we have got 20 columns, I will keep 10 column for the personal details, then 5 columns for the your you can say professional detail, then 5 column for your habit type of things. And what happens when we are storing that HBase of data, generally what we do, we store it by column family. So that means generally this HBase database is of column type. So in our case, we will be creating one sample database. Now when we are creating this table, what happens, we have to specify all the column families. Like if we want to keep the data of India, we will say personal detail column family. In personal data, what could be name, age, sex, and city, then professional qualifications. We can specify another family, then we can specify another family as what are our relatives. That means different column families is there. And please remember, when you are creating the table, column families must be known in advance. That means if I want to keep the personal detail, you have to define first, this is column family. If you have to define the professional detail, again. If you have to about your habits, again column family. So column family must be known in advance. So that is one. So again I have explained. But what it can do, suppose in personal column family, I have first added just name and age. Later on I want to add father's name, mother's name. That can be done. That means when we are creating the tables, what we have to do, first we have to define what are the column families. Later on we can add the columns, but column families cannot be added. So please remember, when you perform the search on Google also uses H type of database, that is known as big table. So for each person, they have created one row. In one row, there could be millions of columns. That means Google, what they have done, they have also kept our information in column-wide type of database. So in our case, we will be doing that. Now, what operation we can perform? In the case of HBase, we can perform the get operation. Get operation is equivalent to your read operation. Then what we can do? Put operation mean equivalent to insert operation. Then we can perform again, it comes under the read operation. Then we can delete the data. That means we can do all the things that we can done in traditional database also in the HBase. So I will skip this. Now, what are the other products in this category? Please remember, when this type of databases came, the first database of this variety was big table. And then Google published one paper on this big table, and open source people, they have created HBase based on this. So there are a lot of similarities between the big table and HBase. And then Facebook uses Cassandra. That means again it is of a wide column. That means you can say these are the three most powerful NoSQL databases, wide column databases. And you have seen Google is very efficient when we perform the search, all these type of things, they are very efficient, and they are doing this by using big table. So what the big table can do, HBase can also do. But this is closed source, this is open source. So in our case, we will be using HBase. Again, we will be ourselves creating some database, and then we will be creating column families, inserting the records, deleting the records, then performing the queries, all these things. If the time will permit, then we will import some big data also. So again, physical level, when we talk about HBase and Hive, that means thousands of systems are involved. So let me go now. So in our case, when we are going to talk about this HBase, so first the command that we are going to run, like in Hive, we type the Hive. So when we are going to use the HBase, what is the command we are going to use? HBase shell. Now what will happen? Again, you have to run this command as a root. So we will be running this command as a root user. So what we will get? We will get some shell there. So first I'm showing you 5 to 6 commands. I have just taken the screenshot of this, of all the commands that I will be running. So I will be sharing this also. So first, this is going to be the command. Then I need to list the database. Please remember, here in HBase or big table or Cassandra, we are not going to use the term database. So straight away we are going to say list the tables, because in this it is going to be single table. We are not going to create like in relation database 10, 15, 20, then we are joining that. That is a very lengthy process or time consuming and very slow. So when we talk about wide column HBase, Apache HBase, or big table or Cassandra, we are talking about one table. So we will use this. Then what command we are going to run? We will run this command list. Please remember one thing. Most of the time, I have told you that in my case, I'm using Cloudera VM. So what happens when you import the Cloudera VMs, when you run these commands, what happens? Some almost 80% time you will get some error. Why you are getting some error? Because certain services are not running properly. So what we will do? First, we will list the database. In my case, I have already created 2 tables. But for this demo purpose, I will be creating another table for you people, and then we will be performing the queries. Suppose if you are running the list command and it is showing some error, then please quit from that HBase cell, and then please run this command. Again, I will be sharing all I have shared. I will be sharing all the slides and commands with you people. So what is the command that you are going to run? Service HBase master restart. Service HBase region master service. Because what happens when we import that VMs had got many, more than 10 to 20 different products. So sometimes in our case, RAM is not sufficient. So it does not start all the services. So most of the time, even in my case, I have to restart the service. So service HMaster restart, service HBase region then you will get no problem. Then again, what we are going to do, we will list. Now, let us move to the practical. So in my case, so again, I'm logged in as a, let me clear all the other screens. Let me clear the screen. Clear the screen. So here, what command I'm going to run? HBase shell. So it is going to take, and please remember, we can, this is interactive mode. We can perform the queries in interactive mode. But again, whether you talk about Hive or HBase, APIs are available. That means you can write the program in the languages also. So which that means you can write the code in Java also, which will extract, which can extract the data or perform the analytics. But in my case, I'm keeping the thing simple. That means I am showing all the things in interactive mode. So let us first run this command list. So in this case also, it is not showing, it is showing some problem. So what I will do, sorry, we do not have to enter that. Sorry, this semicolon is not required there. That is in SQL databases. So what command I am performing? I'm performing list. And what it is saying, I have already created two tables, wiki1 and wiki2. So I will be creating this. Now I need to create the tables. So let me go to one file and show you some commands. Now for this session, we have got a lot of time, so I will try to run, I will try to give you one complex example. So in this case, let me first explain which type of table I am going to create. In this case, I want to create a table which will have two column families. And what I want to store in this table, I want to store the information about the sentences. Now, what are the sentences? Like, I drink coffee. When we talk grammar, I is subject, drink comes under verb, and this coffee comes under object. And please, for understanding, you need not to be an English professor. I'm just giving an example. That means we want to keep the information about the sentences information in HBase database, and sentences in each and every language, like in Punjabi, Hindi, Dutch language, French language, English language, all the. But first, we want to keep the information in the English language. So what I will do, I will create two column families. That means sentences is going to be our table name. Then what I will do, I will create one words family. And then I will create one info family. In words family, what will I have? I will have three fields. Let me increase the font size. That means, this word family will be column family in which I will add subject, verb, and object. Then I will have another column family in which I will be having language. Now, first of all, it is very necessary to understand this. So in my case, I want to create the table. So what will be the command? Create name of the table. So we will be specifying the name of the table. Participant, please, lot of disturbance is there today. Please keep your mics mute. It creates the disturbance for other people. So what is happening? I'm saying create name of the table, sentences. So first command is very important. That means name of the table. Then you have to specify column family, and then the second one. That means when the Google might have created that table, a big table, what they could have specified, create personal table, Then they have specified personal, professional, habits, purchasing habits, all things. That means lot of column families they might have inserted. Because please remember, once you have created the table, you cannot add additional column family. So initial design is very important. So in our case, our table will consist of two column family. This will be the first column family. This is going to be the second column family. So what is the command? First command is the most important. So we will say create sentences, comma, the name of the column family, words and info. Then we will run the describe command, and then we will run the paste command. And then let me show you another 4 or 5 different commands so that straight away we are able to run those commands. Let me first create this, then step by step will be much more beneficial. So sometimes the practical things can be difficult also, because in Zoom I have to switch between different screens, which is sometimes not very comfortable. So let me first run the first command. That means we have already seen the diagram. So what I will be doing, I will be pasting the command. So I'm saying create sentences is the table's name. Then I'm specifying the column's name, column family's name. And please do not put that semicolons, because this is NoSQL. So we will see. So it has created the table sentences. Now what is the command for listing that? We want to check. So in my case, wiki 1, wiki 2 was already there. So in this I have created this. Now what is the another command? Like in SQL databases, we have got the describe command. Here also we can run that describe command. So I will paste this. So it is going to give you a lot of information, which is very technically. Initially, you do not need to read this information. A lot of technical. That means if you want to optimize this HBase, then you can perform different settings. So in my case, I will not be performing any optimization. So that means this is the command list. Our already database is there. So here with the describe, you can view that. Now what I want to do, I want to insert the data. So first what I'm going to do, so please again remember, here we are putting the data one by one, but there are another methods available. I have already told that one Flume product is there, and one another utility is there, import utility is there, by using which you can import JSON data, CSV data, different XML data. You can import any type of data. Now look at this, I'm putting the data. Mean put command is equal to insert command in SQL. So I'm saying put in which table? In sentences table. And I have to create the row. I have to number. So in my case, I'm just saying my row is row 1. But in your case, you can create and give a lot of more characters to this, because in our case, we will be just adding 3 to 4 records. So I'm naming my first record as a row 1. Then I have to specify the column family. In my case, the column family was words. And please remember, I did not created the field in the first instance. That means I just specified the column family. And in the case of most of the NoSQL database, you can add the columns later on. So in this case, we are saying put in table sentences in row 1. What is the word? That means word is the column family. In subject, I'm adding I. So let me enter this. Then let me enter the second record. Then I will again show you the copy, paste. Now what I am again saying, stances table, row 1, words column family. That means I'm adding another column verb, subject, verb, and I'm adding the value train. That means I'm adding the columns also, data also. Let me add the third also. Copy. That means I have added the data. So let me show you. Again, let me share. I have to go to, because understanding this is very important. So what we did, this was our sentence table. So we have specified the sentences. Then I said row 1, that I have defined myself. Then in which column? Family. Words was the column family. So I have specified words. And when I want to insert the column, that means on the run, on the fly, I can add the columns. I'm saying in that add one column, the name of that column is subject, and this is the data. Then I again, sentences is the table, row 1, word is the column family, verb, that I am adding this. Then I'm saying object, I'm saying coffee. That means now I have inserted the data. That means insert operation, or we can say create operation. Now what I want to do, I want to read that information. For that command is get sentences, and which row I want to get the information about the row 1. So we will be running this command. Let me explain the another. Now sometimes we want to update the data, because these are the operation, current operation, create, read, update, and delete. Whether this supports, create already supports. So I will get the information about the first row. Then what I'm going to say, please put sentences row 1, words, objects. Object was coffee. That means I wanted to change from coffee to tea. So I'm updating the data. Then I will again run this. So let me first run these 3 things. Let me first copy this. Please remember, I have taken the screenshots also. So I will be sharing all these with you people. So I have added the data. Let me clear the screen. Then paste. Now what I'm saying, I'm reading the data. So what it's saying, it is saying, and please remember this is alphabetically. So it will be not in the sequence in which we had it. So what it is showing you the data. So this is saying I drink coffee. So it is showing you the data. And please remember, it keeps the information about the timestamp also when the data was entered. So it keeps that information automatically. But now what I want to update that. So for update, the command is again put. And please, first we are just trying to create simple column family, because understanding this is very necessary. Then if the time will permit, I will show you about I have imported one Wikipedia data, and that is quite a lot of data. We will see what command I run for for putting that data in HDFS and how we are going to perform that. But let's first discuss the simple things. So now what I will do, paste. So put sentences row 1. That means I'm updating the value from coffee to tea. So what a command again I'm going to run, get sentences. Now what it is saying, now data has been updated. So now let us run the another command. Now let me again go to that, because understanding certain things are very necessary. Now in our case, what we did, we added the data in this column family. Now what I want to add data in this column family also. And please remember, NoSQL database has got another property. That means if you are entering billions of record, it is not necessary that each record should have each and every field. That means first row can have only this field, second row can have this and this, third row can have this and this field. So it is not necessary to fill all the fields. So let me go to enter data into this field also. So what is the command I'm going to run? Let me increase the font size. So now what I'm saying, put sentences, again table, row 1, info language, English. Now what is this info? That means the first thing denotes your column family. So this is your column family, in which field one I want to enter language and then the value. So what I'm going to do, I'm saying put sentences row 1 info language English. Then in my case, I'm just going to add another record. What that record is going to do, it is in some other language. So what I will do, put sentences row 2 word subject. I will put this data. I do not know in which language it is, but still. Then I will say put sentences row 2 words verb, that is again in that language. Then put sentences row 2. That means I'm going to put that. So let me run these commands. New share. So let me go. That means now I am adding the data in another column family. So I put row 1 in language. Then let me add another data. I can cut and paste all the things, but I'm not doing that in one because this might corrupt our data. So now I'm adding the second record quickly. So this, then we will run another command. I'm copying. Please no need to know all this. I will be sharing all these files complete. Each and everything I will be sharing with you people so that you can do the experiments. So paste. That means now we have entered the second record also. Now I want to count. Suppose we entered 30 crore records. I want to see. In our case, we have not entered 30 crores. We have just entered 2 records. So what you can do? Count sentences. And please remember what it is going to show you. How many records are there? How many rows are there? So in our case, how many rows are there? It is 2 rows. So we know that now we want to run one command which is parallel to SQL. Sometimes what we do, select star from personal table, select star from. The equivalent command is, and please do not run it on production systems. Scan sentences. This is not recommended on running on. Why? Because if it is data about the each citizen of India, when I will say scan that data, what it will do, it will try to display 130 crore rows of data. That means your system will. But in this case, because we have got only 2 rows, so we can run, but in production system, it is not recommended. So we are in scan sentences. That means it is equivalent to your SQL's select star. So it is showing you all the information. But now I'm not interested in each and every record. That means not in all the records. So what we can do, we can perform the filtering also. And please remember again, any technology requires time. In my case, I'm just showing you the simple examples. Now what we want to filter. We want to perform search operation. So let me again little bit increase the size. So now what I'm trying to do, I'm saying scan the table. But please remember, when you perform the search on Google, now there might be billions, trillions of record, and they have to return certain, because they cannot return trillions of record. Same way. Now, in our case, it is that table is just of 2 fields, but in your case, it could be of billions row. So we just want to perform search and search. Here, search is called filter. So we are saying scan sentences, filter, value filter. That means perform search on the basis of value and binary value. That means please return the row which contains the word English. So let us see. So what it is saying. It is showing us, that means row 1, column info, we have got that value. So this is equal. Again, I will not go into the value. I just want to show you that you can perform that type of criteria. You can perform very complex queries. Let me perform another query. So let me again go to this. Again, let me see whether I'm sharing the proper screen or not. So let me perform another query. So now what I'm saying, scan sentences, column. That means now I just want to search this particular column, subject column. And what filtering I want to perform? Value filter. And I just want to say that please search this word, mean in which this is the substring. And please remember, these queries will take a lot of time to master. Any technology takes time. So I'm just giving 2 or 3 examples, just to say that we can perform each and every type of, because data is there, raw data is there. We have to get the information out of that. So according to the information you want, you can run that queries. So now, because I word was in first record also in second, so it is showing you. Now let me add the third row also. So then we will move toward the complex database. Now I am putting one third row, and in which I will be adding one additional column also. Now, initially we have got total 4 columns are there, 3 in column family 1 and 1 in column family 2. I want to show you whether we can add additional after we have entered the data. Can we add the additional column? Yes, we can do. So let me, I'm putting the third record in which I'm saying put sentences, row 3, word subject. I'm just putting it as a subject as grandma. Then let me add the other data, copy, paste. I'm saying the verb is baked. Now I want to add another field. Let me show you. So put sentences row 3 in words column. I just want to add one adjective. Delicious. I want to use the word. So it comes under that. And please, it is not necessary that you have to take the fields that I have taken. You can create yourself. So let me. That means now additional field got added. That means non-SQL database and wide column databases, you have to just specify the column family. That means if Google has kept the information about you, and suppose there is some another field that regarding they want to keep the information, that can be added. So that is the beauty of this wide column. So let me add another record. This is the last row that I'm going to add. Then we will perform certain operations. So this is what I'll do. Let us see. I just want to have the information about the third row. That means we can create the we can read that record, we can update the record. Later on, we will see how to delete. Now, what it is saying, get sentences. It is specifying you about the information about the row 3. It is telling you about that. So it has got 4 fields. So it is showing you because we did not enter any data about that info column family. So in the first column family, all fields are there. So let me again. Now, suppose again, I just want to perform another query. Now, what I want, get sentences row 1. I think this, yes. Now, what I want, get sentences row 1. I just want to get the information about one particular column. So I can run that type of query. Now, can I add? Because in the third row, what I try to do, in third row already data was not there. So I was able to add the column. Now I want to see whether I can add the column in that field, in that row, in which already data is there. So let me just run this one command. So I'm just going to put, that means now what I'm saying, put sentences row 1 words adjective. That means in row we have already entered the data. Now there also I can add the field also, the data also. That means NoSQL databases are much more flexible. In the case of SQL databases, all the defined, that means you have to define uh, uh, beforehand. And sometimes when you are starting the project, everything is not available. So here you can, so now it is showing you the 5th field also. That means good. Now let us delete the row. Now I am performing that delete operation. So now first of all, what I want, I'm saying delete sentences row 3. What column I want to delete? Subject column in verb format. That means you can delete one column and then verify. And if you have to delete the all row, what you are going to do? Now delete all command, what it is going to do? Sentences. Again, for deleting, you can perform the filtering also. That means please delete the type of row which satisfied these conditions. But I am again, so it has deleted that. Now what I want to delete a whole table. So let us run this command. After that will be, because time is left, so we will take some very bigger. We say paste. Now what I have done command, I'm saying drop sentences. Now what error message giving? Table sentence is enabled. That means your table is active. If your table is active, you cannot delete that table. So please remember, and please remember, be very careful. If you have got billions of row, when you are going to say, what will happen? Everything will be gone. So they have got certain, that means you, if you state you are going to specify this command, it will not run. What do you have to do? First, you have to say this. That means we are disabling that table. Then what we will do? We will say drop sentence. What will happen? Your database will be, so table will be gone. So when I will say list. So this was one very simple example. Now let me move to some complex example. In my case, I downloaded some data from the Wikipedia. let me show you. I'm running this ls command. I have got one wiki folder is. Let me check there. What is wiki folder is there. Here a lot of files are there. I will give you the link also where you can download. And please remember, this is more than 1 GB of data. So I have downloaded it beforehand. How you will find out that data is of that much size? So let me show you. So I'm typing this command, ls-ls. Look at this. This is the file that I downloaded. This was in compressed form. I extracted this file. This file contains 4 files. This times, then we have got text. That means it contains the articles, different articles, and information about the authors, information about the comments, and when that modification was made. Everything is there. And look at this size. The size of article is 1 GB. Now, in this, there might be, you can say, thousands of articles or tens of articles. Now, I want to search how many articles Vipin has written, or how many articles Pankaj sir has written, or what are the comments. So these type of things, that mean if we have to perform this type of scanning, or this type of filtering, this type of analysis, then what we have to do? We have to put that data into the HBase. That means we will use HBase for performing these queries. So in my case, what I've done, I shifted this data, because this data, again, what command I'm running? I'm running ls-h. That means these data are on my local system. That means these are on my local system. So I have shifted it. So let me show you where I have shifted, and then I will show you the command also, which command I have used for shifting that data into the HDFS file system. So when I'm running this command, Hadoop fs, then I'm saying ls/temp. What I'm saying, please show me the content of that directory. Let me show you. So if you are going to do this, you will find out that means this author file is there. This commit file is, let me reduce the size. Again, run this command. Please look at this. That means I put the data from my local file system into the Hadoop file system. This temp directory is in Hadoop. Now, author file is there, comment file is there, the text file is there, time stamp file is there. Now, which command I used, let me show you. So I will go there and I will go to my screen. Again, sharing those slides, I'm showing you. So now lot of things I will be showing you in the slide, and then we will run 2 commands on our this HBase. Now this I have already shown. So in my case, I've taken the screenshot of each and everything. That was the first command that I've run, that tables. All these commands belong to the what I have already got. So each and every command I have taken the screenshot. I will be sharing this with you people. So up to the point we have done. Now please remember, because in Hive also we use small data, because we have spent 20 minutes on the HDFS also. But in the second session, because we were already comfortable with the HDFS, so I wanted to spend whole time on HBase. So first we have seen how to create those column family, these type of things. Now, first of all, if you want to perform the experiment, you have to download that data. So this is the link exercise, as this is link from which you can download that. Please remember, this is one particular Linux format. This file is in tar format, gz format. That means it is tarred plus compressed file. So in Linux, we have got one utility wget, which you can use for downloading. Now we need to extract this. So there is one command xmin extract verbose from f. That means this command is used to the data. You unzip the file. So in my case, I downloaded this, then I ran this command. What happened? Those 4 files were available. Which this one tag is the text is the and this one. So this is the data basically. Now what I need to do, because this is local file system, and please remember, in this case the data was for 1 GB. It could be for petabyte also. So always what we are going to do, we are going to put the data in HDFS file. So we already know that command. So in my case, I ran this command, Hadoop file system -put. This was the file. So what I did, I put that into directory, then second file, third file. So this way I was able to put the whole data into HDFS, because HDFS, because then only HBase will be able to query. Now the problem is, data is in which format? CSV. Please remember, it could be in JSON format, it could be in XML format, it could be in latest format. Lot of formats are paraquet format, lot of formats are there. So HBase supports all of these, but in this case, data is in comma separated value. So now again, I'm showing you I have just taken the screenshot of that. Now, what we will, I have already done this in. So in my case, what I did, purposefully, I created 2 tables. In first case, I created the one table, wiki1, in which I created only one column family. That means, please remember, because understanding this is necessary, what we have got 4 different columns are there. Text column, other column, comment column, timestamp column. Although it is recommended that please keep this metadata information, because this is the data. You see the real data. This all is metadata. Other is also metadata. Data about is metadata. So other is metadata. Comments are also metadata. Timestamp. So as such, HBase recommends that please create 2 column families. One about the metadata, what about your data. But to make you aware, if we are not going to do, what will happen? So I created one table, create wiki table, on which I just created one data family, column family. That means all the 4 columns under this. Then what I did, I created second wiki2, in which what I did, I created a column family as metadata, in which author information will be there, comment information will be there, timestamp. And then the second column family is going to be content. This is more efficient. But in my case, I just imported the data on. Please remember, there is one command, import command, which takes a lot of time. So in my case, what I did, I imported that data into this wiki2 table. Now what I want to do, that means already in my case, I did not import it into this because it was putting a lot of load. So in my case, I all those data which was in there into this, and I will be sharing those command with you people also. Let me first show which command I did, because in this we are not using the put command. for putting the data, because already data is HDFC. So HBase provide you certain which can be used for putting CSV and each type of data into HBase. So let me go there and just show you the commands. So let me show you the commands. So in my case, so please look at this. First, let me show you. In the first case, this was the name that I wanted to. So data was the column family, and this was the 4 fields. But this is not going to be mentioned. So I will use the recommended practice Wiki2, in which I created 2 column families, metadata, in which I am going to keep the information of author and timestamp, and in content I will keeping the exact content. So again, all the steps. Now this is one utility is there. Import TSV utility is there, which you can use for importing the comma separated. So I have to run these commands. In my case, that is already there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to perform the first query. First query, let me highlight this. I want this. That means now we have got in Wiki 2, lot of data is there. So now what I want all articles, titles, and author names where the row name starts with Albert. Now there might be many authors, because there are I think more than 10,000 different articles. I do not know exactly how many articles there, but that is quite important. We just want, that means please show all the article titles which has been written by Albert. So what I will do, I will run the query. Let me go there. Copy. That means we are just going to run 2 commands only. Oh, something has happened. New share. Some problem with the internet connection. So again, I'm sharing my screen. That means, let me again try. List. So I've got 2 databases. Wiki1, I have not put the data into Wiki1. I have just put the data into the more efficient table, Wiki2. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to run one command. Paste. Now what is the command? I'm saying scan Wiki2 columns. Which column? In metadata, author columns. And what we want to, row prefix filter. That means if the name is Albert, when I'm going to run this query, look at this, what is going to happen? It will show you all the rows, all the articles which has been where the this name is Albert appear. That means it is able to perform the search when the data is very, very large. Let me perform the another. Now we want to see. This is the last command that I am going to run. Copy. Now, let first, this is the command that I am running. What is that command? I am saying scan Wiki2 columns, metadata, author, filter, value filter, substring. That means now suppose I am saying, please find the article which has been written by the Guptas. So mean a lot of articles might have been written by. So first was a one particular name. Definitely it is going to return lot of much information. So we can search. So what will happen now? Well, I'm going to run. Now we are saying that it is showing all the articles which are. That means this can be used for performing a lot of, you can say, if the data is very, very big, and please remember the query is very, very fast. And please, in again our case, data was just 1 GB. It could have been petabyte. Again, HBase can handle billions of row, and that too if they are having, you can say, millions of columns. Let me run one another commands. Now, although it is not recommended, let us see what happens. I'm saying count. So what it is going to do? It is going to give you, that means how many, you can say, articles are there. So please look at this. That means it is quite a big database. And look at this, how faster the query it was performing. So it is showing you that mean till it is that mean HBase is a very, very powerful NoSQL database. Let me again summarize the things. Let me first complete this. That means you can perform a lot of that means please in your case just try to go to Google and just say Cloudera VM download. You will get Cloudera VM. Please import that. Hive will be there, HBase will be there, everything will be there. Then I will be sharing all this data to you, so you can download that data. Let me show where I have kept the data, from where you can download that. All these commands, everything you can download from there. Now let me exit from this. And here we are not going to say scan. This can hang your system. So please be remember. So I will say exit. So this is the way to exit from that. So now let me show you. Let me open one. Let me share my browser. So please, I have kept the data into my GitHub repository, github.com Vipin 2411. Let me show you one. That means all the commands, everything I have put into my GitHub repository. So you can get the data from there. All the commands are there. So here a lot of repositories are there. So let me just show you in which repository the data is there. So one, I think Hive demo. So this is all the files that I use. All the files are there. Even that PDF file is also there. But if some of the files are not there, I will be sharing it by evening by the coordinators, so you can get that. So how can you? Yeah, just you have to, if your it is Linux system, you have to just say git clone the address of this repository. So you can download from here. So all the files I have given which can be used. So that is. So with this, I will let me just 1 minute. So I conclude the things because still a lot of time is left. So let me give one final thing. So please, I have shared all the so where it all fits HBase. So let me condense. That means whatever data you have, you will be keeping in HDFS. Like in our case, HBase also, we put the Wikipedia data in HDFS. In the Hive case also, when we were creating that external table, we put the data in HDFS. So please, always recommended thing is putting the data in HDFS. Then you can use different tools. In our case, we just try to, in first session, we try to use the Hive, which is of SQL type. And please remember, this Hive is much powerful than traditional SQL databases. And this HBase, but it's much powerful. That means it is as powerful as Google's big table, and as powerful Cassandra NoSQL database, which is used by the Facebook. So it is equivalent, and it is open source. And please, it runs on your Hadoop distributed file system. So storage is not problem, and then performing the query analyzation is not a problem. And please, in our case, we try to put the data in raw format. Again, Flume and Scoop type of utilities are available. This Scoop is going to import the SQL data into HDFS, and this NoSQL data for importing NoSQL data, it is there. And if you have got other type of data like CSV, JSON, different type of utilities are available. Once data is on HDFS, what you can do, you can perform the query. And please remember, all these experiment I have shown on Cloudera VM, but if you are going to go into my GitHub repository, there is another repository in which I have given the instructions for implementing 3-node Hadoop cluster step by step. So you can follow that. If in your college you want to implement Hadoop cluster 3-node, so step by step instructions are there, which in one of that repository. So with that, I will now conclude the session, and I will take the questions, because in first session also no question was there. So I'm keeping certain time for the question or session. Please remember always, sometimes giving demo is a little bit difficult because I need lot of resources. Then bandwidths are also issue. Lot of issues are there. But again, I have tried to be as simple as possible. But I will be sharing each and everything with you people. Can we use Hadoop and OpenStack? Sir, let me give you the answer. Please, OpenStack is used for implementing infrastructure as a service cloud. That means your this OpenStack, you can create a AWS type cloud, Google type of cloud. Like in AWS cloud, there are certain you can say utilities are there, like services are there, EMR, in which you can implement Hadoop cluster. Now, what OpenStack is going to give you? It will give you 3 VMs. So those VMs could be of Linux type, it could be of Windows type. So by using those VMs, you can install Hadoop cluster. So please, difference is, there is a difference. OpenStack will give you the VMs. So in VMs, you have to implement that Hadoop. So please, but in OpenStack, one heat component is there, in which you can specify the whole instructions. If you are going to specify the instruction in heat format, what will happen? Automatically your Hadoop cluster will get created. That in that way you can combine these together. So that is the answer to that question. Mean to separate product, that is for providing the VM, that is for, but with OpenStack, in OpenStack, the VMs you have created, you can implement the Hadoop cluster. It is clear? And it was a very good question, because generally most of the people do not think about combining this OpenStack and Hadoop. But if you are going to combine, this is going to be mean a lot of exposure to your students also, because that is the combination of two perfect products. So any other questions? Please be do not be afraid of asking the questions. Yes, I'm sharing the email address, bit2411@gmail.com. And please, one thing, the people who are little bit, let me share you another thing. Although I normally do not share these type of things, but still it might be helpful to you people. uh, I have seen a lot of people are a little bit sometimes weak in. So I have created one YouTube channel in which more than 150 videos are on Linux. So you can have the Linux type of thing in this channel. Again, I'm not promoting, but just because I find every time that sometimes the people are not comfortable with the Linux platform. So I've created some very useful videos on Linux, almost 150 videos on this step by step, where you can learn the Linux thing. So I've shared that, and I'm sharing the our my. And please, you can directly mail to me. I will be sharing it with the slides with the coordinators, so they will share it with you people. If you have not got that, you can write a mail to me also, so I can send you the direct answer. So any other question? Because still we have got certain time left with us. Again, I will advise Linux is necessary. Each and every technology you need. Hadoop totally on Linux. A lot of technology. So try to be comfortable. Can we have sir, normally there might be, but again, real life is little totally different. Like I have seen the people using cloud sim for learning the cloud, but I have never seen the cloud sim people. Even if you are a master in cloud sim, you will not be able to handle one simple cloud in your real life. So again, if you have got even a 16 GB or 8 GB RAM with your system, practical component much powerful. So please, I do not know anything whether for Hadoop simulation environment is available, but again I will say, please, I do not think, or I'm perhaps not the right person to give you the answer whether there is some simulation tool available, because in my case mostly I try to be as much practical. So there might be something simulation tool, but I am not aware about it. Do AWS provide some special? Yes, they have got one EMR services there. So EMR, when you are using EMR service, MapReduce service is there. So automatically within 5 minutes, it is going to create cluster for you. You can go to this EMR service, Elastic MapReduce. If you are going to say to EMR create 10 node cluster, automatically within 5 minutes, it is going to create 10 node cluster. So EMR service is there in cloud. By default, it is available. But sir, that was they could not have. So I agree with you, because again, sometimes when you are doing the research and when you have to do the PhD, sometimes practical knowledge does not matter. So I agree with you, fully agree with you. For researcher people, they need classroom. I was just making nothing personal. I was just making one comment about if possible, please try to do it practical. I have seen the person who are doing the practical thing, even initial starting is little bit difficult, but they are able to cover the thing before time. That is my personal observation. But again, nothing against the people who use the cloud sim. It is just example. Sir, which one is email creating? And please remember, when you are creating the EMR cluster, suppose you are ordering gulab jamun from the halwai, that means you are getting ready-made, but whatever they have made, it is according to the. But if I want to make my own gulab jamuns, that means I will have got more liberty. Same way, if you are using any service on cloud, it will be very easy. But they will not provide you each and every functionality. Certain restriction will be there. So when you are implementing your own cluster, you will have more power or more things to do, more research you can do, and it will give more knowledge. So in my case, I always prefer that if you have implemented your own cluster, that is much more knowledge giving, much more powerful. It will give you more freedom and it will cost you less also. Can we set up such basic clouds on our laptop desk? Yes, you can do. You can do. Like in, I have got in my laptop 16 GB RAM. In that, I have got Hadoop cluster is also implemented there. OpenStack is also implemented there. That means all the the technology, mostly the industry people use, I have implemented it in 16 GB. So that can be implemented, but you need a proper, at least for these things, 16 GB RAM and i7 processor, and preferably SSD hard disk. That will be much better. So you can do, you can implement OpenStack on your laptop. In my case, I have can implement different clusters. I have implemented it in my, so there, yes, you can do that. So I think it is clear to you. Yes. Please remember, initially when you are implementing practical, sometimes step-by-step procedure is not available. That is the major tragedy. Because when we are writing the tutorial, we assume our participants know these certain things. So sometimes they miss certain steps. So sometimes even some tutorials you will find that mean even after you have read that tutorial, you are not able. So I will always say for practical implementation, at least follow 2 or 3, at least 3 different tutorials. So when you will combine those, make your own tutorial once you have implemented, then it will make the things easier for you. So that was my answer. Because all this I am giving for my practical experience, because at some place I implemented one of the most sophisticated lab in India, in which even I assembled the servers myself. And that lab was having the most critical technology that industry use. So that from practical experience, I'm telling you this. Any other question? So any other question? I will wait for another 2 minutes. So participants, any other question? I know now it is the lunch time. Everybody will be hungry, but still
I think, sir, there are no more questions from the participant side.
Okay, sir. So by evening, sir, I will be sharing you the slides, all the things, because I have got another class. So after that, by evening or by night, I will be sharing all the data with you. So you can send it to the participants. Hello, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
So your lecture was very good. I was just listening to your lecture. It was very good. Thoroughly practical knowledge you have given. It was very good.
I think sometimes I torture the people by running so many commands. So I'm always afraid I'm going to get some nasty comments regarding when I run so many commands. But again, so I'm always afraid after completing the class, that means somebody is going to say total, I mean, don't want to use the word.
No, sir, it was very good. Even I was asking Singla sir ki sir the recording will take and we'll use it somewhere. We can give it to students also, because it was a very good session.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. So I can eat lunch with peace now. Yeah.
Really wonderful lecture.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Must enjoyed this great hands-on session.
Thank you, sir.
So next lecture, I think it's within a break of, it is done. Sir, sir, both the lectures are done, right?
So yes, ma'am. So
actually the technologies, sir, you have used, Sir, even technologies you have used, Hive and HBase, they are right now used by everybody. Those who are doing research,
Yes, ma'am.
they will be
The
using
biggest.
it.
Yes, yes.
And even it is
Yes,
very
ma'am.
good for faculties who are teaching the subjects like big data, and they will be using these type of technologies. So that's why
Yes,
we
ma'am.
wanted your lecture in this STTP. Last time also in phase 1 we wanted you, but you were at that time I think in out of country. So we
Yes.
talked to Dr. Pankaj. He said ki sir is not here. So in
Okay.
phase
No,
1
issue, ma'am.
we couldn't have you here in this session, but this time
No issue.
very good, very good, sir.
No, it is always interacting very with you people. Always, I personally like all these things because you give a lot of respect also. That is one another
Right now,
thing.
sir, you are a
And
member of our board of studies also.
yes,
Very
yes,
shortly
ma'am.
we will be contacting you again for this.
No issue, ma'am. Always you are free to connect. So
Thank
again,
you.
I told you that you have created one wonderful FDP in which a lot of topic which are of very powerful nature. So it was overall. I have seen this. Even I wanted to attend certain topics, but so thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So can I leave now, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you,
Look
sir.
forward for your next presentation in short time.
Shortly, sir,
Thank
we will
you, sir.
contact you for some other FDP.
No issue, ma'am. No issue.
Thank you, sir.
So participants, we will again meet at 2 o'clock. So next expert of the day is Dr. Amit Kamra. So he's also having hands-on session on data visualization and analysis using Orange. So thank you once again for attending the first two sessions, and we'll again meet at 2 o'clock. Thank you.
Kindly join the 150 kar do.
Kindly join 5 minutes earlier than 2. So please be joined at 1:55. Thank you very much. Thank you all of you. चलिए